Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I'm Bhavesh from the SwiftEnterprise product management team. And today I'll be demonstrating the enhancements that have been shipped as part of the 4.5 release. The new features and enhancements in this release will greatly benefit those who are executing agile projects on our tool to deliver value to their customers. So you will see improvements in the way how the cards on the execution board can be filtered, as well as how time logging is now much more complete with the ability to log remaining hours on the to-dos against your user stories. And along with these key enhancements, we will also quickly go over the list of other usability enhancements that were shipped as part of the release. Before we begin, we would like to assure you that the webinar will be recorded and shared with all those who have registered for this session. And we would certainly like to hear from you. So please type in your questions in the Q&A box on the right-hand side of your screen anytime during the webinar, and we will take up those questions towards the end of the session. So without further ado, let's get started. This release, what we have done is we have improved the usability primarily for our agile projects, and that's why we will see that the execution board has now become much more powerful in terms of the filtering capabilities that are now available inside the tool. So what you'll see is different ways in which you can filter the cards on your execution board, be it by using a safe filter or fields which are specific to a eForm or common across the eForms that you are tracking on your execution board. Along with that, we have also made inroads to improve the start task planning as well. So our native start task planning has now got a major boost with the ability to filter the task as well. So you will now be able to look at specific set of tasks, make any edits, and while you are making edits, we are also improved upon the batch editing capability that we had earlier. Also on the timesheet front, you will now be able to log your remaining hours against your tasks and to-dos from the inline action on your homepage as well as the mobile app. So we'll have a quick look at that as well. And apart from all these enhancements, we have also made certain enhancements in the area of integration adapters, as well as how the field slot gets preserved for eForms fields when you transfer configuration from one environment to another. Along with those, we have made some minor other usability enhancement as well. So we'll quickly go over them at the end. So with that as the agenda, we'll get started with first the execution board. Let me switch to the application for this. So what we are looking at here is I've configured the execution board in such a manner that I'm tracking my user stories in the first lane, my bug fixes in another lane, and enhancements that I'm delivering as part of the release 11 that I'm tracking on the execution board here. So up until now, what we had here is some generic criteria that was available across your agile work items, be it release, sprint, card owner, card status, whether it is blocked or not. Now, these kind of filter criteria were available up until now, but we see that there are several custom fields also getting created against your eForm instances. Typically, you would want to classify your work items in different ways and manners. So what we have done is we have expanded the scope of the filter manner to also include such custom fields as well. So all the custom fields which are common across your all the item types that you're tracking on the execution board will come under the common fields accordion here. So along with release, flag status, card type, card owner, sprint, which were available even earlier, now you're getting to see other custom fields. So in this case, what I've done is I've configured customer, I've configured a module as a couple of fields which are common across my user stories, bug fixes, or enhancements that I'm delivering as part of this release. So what I can do here now is I can select customer here. In this case, I want to look at which are the cards that are belonging to Access Capital customer here. And the moment I click apply, it will quickly filter and show me those cards which are applicable for only that criteria. Similarly, if I want to look at the modules, let's say I want to see modules which are getting tracked against the track trends module here across all the card types. So I get to see which user stories, bug fixes, and enhancements are belonging to the module track trends which are getting delivered as part of the release. So that's how easy it is for you to keep tracking your cards with the fields which are common across all the card types that you're tracking on the execution board. While we are doing that, we are also aware that you may have fields that are specific to a card type here. So in this case, user stories generally have a theme or an epic, and you may want to track it based on the size of the user stories as well. So in this case, since this is specific to the user story work item type, what I can do here is I can filter upon, let me remove this here, and I'll filter upon, let's say, size, and I want to look at how many medium sized cards in the user stories I'm delivering as part of release 11. So it's showing me the user stories with size medium here. So since this is a criteria specific to user stories, the rest of the cards remain as is and applicable only to the release 11, which is a common field, whereas this one gets filtered upon release 11 as well as size M. So that's how you are able to see cards on the execution board based on the fields, the drop-down fields which you have configured across the item types. So those get shown on common fields, as well as anything which you have specific to a work item type here. Now, another need which is common is that if you are wanting to use a filter criteria again and again, for that you would be able to now create a new filter and save it and reuse it every time your team needs it. So typically what you would do is you will create a release filter, say release 13, and what I would do is select the criteria here as release 13 and save it. So now it gets available in the drop down for applying anytime I want to use this filter. So release 13, 11.2, access capital deliverables, release 11. All these are the filters which I've already created. And in this case, I can say apply. And it is only showing me the cards which are having release 13 tag against it. So that's how easy it is to also reuse your filter criteria and make it available to all your team members, because the filters which you see here, they are automatically available to all the team members for you for them to use. Now, in case if you want to change the criteria for your filter, you can always click on the pencil icon there and make changes to the filter criteria, make changes to the name, and save the changes so that it is available for use again. Uh, Also, you can delete it right from here as well. So all those options to be able to create, edit, and delete your filters is available to the team, and they can create filters so that they are commonly available to your entire team, so that they can use it across the board. So that's how easy it is become to filter the cards on the execution board. So to quickly summarize, we saw how the common fields are now available for filtering the cards on the execution board, as well as the fields which are specific to the card types are also available for filtering the cards on the execution board. And finally, you have the capability to save the filters so that it can be used by your team members to filter the cards. So that's what we had on the execution board. Coming to the start task plan related enhancements. For that, let me switch over to a start task plan now. Now here I have a work package which has linked tasks to it. And just so it's easier for me to explain the changes, I'll put it in the full screen mode. Now, up until now, you had a monolithic list of tasks that are available that you have planned for your team here. And the only way you could look across was to scroll through the task to find the relevant task here. So what we have done in this release is we have given the capability to filter the task as well, uh, just like you would do on your eForm listing. So the moment you hover over the column, you will see the filter icon, and you can start filtering the tasks here itself. So in this case, let me just filter the task, and I want to look at the tasks which have been assigned to Alex Jacob here. So before I filter upon them, and you can see what I've done here is I've created task plan for the entire development of my tool here, and various tasks across the phases have been assigned to different team members. So the moment I filter upon tasks belonging to Alex Jacob, what it does is it only shows me tasks which are assigned to Alex Jacob or someone else along with him. At the same time, you do not lose context of what those tasks are. So you are always presented with the parent level tasks to which the main task belongs. So you will always see all the parent level tasks up until to the main task plan root level task on the top. So that's how easy it has become to filter the task on your task plan, and the same capabilities available for all the fields just like you have on your e-form listing. Now, going further, one would also want to make changes while you have filtered upon the task plan. So, for example, let me just look at, say, the tasks which have been classified with the standard code as testing. So I'm looking at all the tasks which have the standard code testing set against them, and I immediately see that apart from the last task, I see a couple of other tasks which are having the name training, but they have been incorrectly tagged to the testing standard code. So in this case, what I can do is I can make a selection. So through those checkboxes column that you have against the tasks, you can make the selection, because these are the two tasks which have been incorrectly tagged to the testing standard code, and I'll press batch edit here. And the moment I do that, what happens is it quickly shows me how many tasks I have selected for batch editing. So in this case, I have selected 2 tasks, and it also opens up the input fields for all the relevant fields which can be edited from the batch edit feature. So in this case, I'm wanting to change the standard code for these couple of tasks to let's say training, because these are the training tasks here. So the moment I type in or make a selection for a new value for the selected task, what happens is a new tick mark icon comes against it. So that is going to help me apply the changes to these selected tasks. So the moment I hit apply here, what happens is the changes get applied to those two selected tasks. So that's how easy it has become to make changes or batch changes to your start task plans here. Also, one thing I would like to highlight is if you are also working on making schedule changes upon your filter task, that too is possible. So let me go back and show you how that works seamlessly well. So let's say I've filtered upon a task for Alex Jacob here, and I know this task is not going to get completed on 25th. It is more so going to get extended till 25th or more. So what I would do here again is I'll change the date. Maybe it's going to shift by just 1 day, so I'll update the plan. Now, the moment I make updates to the plan, typically you are shown the change to the schedule with the red corner on the left. And if I remove the filter here again, what it would do is, if there are other tasks which have been impacted by the schedule, those two will get highlighted here. So I had this task starting from 26th, but since there's a weekend in between, the next tasks are now starting from 29th. And since there is a finish to start dependency for the rest of the tasks onwards, you have seen the impact on the schedule. So even though they were not seen in the filtered task list, you will always be able to see the impact of the changes you're making to the filtered tasks. So that's how easy it has become to work on your start plans now. So to quickly summarize, what we looked at is you can now filter upon your task in the start task plan, be it in your read-only mode or in your checked out mode. You would be able to filter the tasks and also make batch edit changes easily through the checkbox based selection, and the new way to apply the changes through the tick mark icon against the relevant fields. We'll now move over to look at the changes in the timesheet. So continuing with our focus to improve our agile offering, what we have done in this release is that up until now you were able to log time against your to-dos but you were not able to log them via the homepage time entry inline action. So what we have done in this release is the time entry option is now available, and the way it is done is you can still log time as well as update the remaining hours against that to do as well. So as I log hours, the remaining hours will reduce as I continue to log hours, just like my main timesheet module works. And I can also update the remaining hours from this cell directly as well. So if in case I see that I have more work pending than I thought of, I can also update the remaining hours here itself. So that's how you can log hours against your to-dos along with the remaining hours on the uh, user story to-dos here. So let me quickly show you this for the mobile app as well. Okay, so we are looking at the mobile app here, and I have the same to-do saved on which I was logging time. I had updated remaining hours to be 16 hours, so that's what is reflecting even on our mobile app, and I can continue to log hours here itself. So that's how easy it has become to update your actual hours as well as the remaining hours against your to-dos via the homepage time entry inline action or the mobile app. Another small update which we have done is if in case you have non-working days during the week or at the end of the week and you're not sure why you are not able to log time on them, you can always tap on the cell to know why, due to what reason you are not able to log time on them. So in this case, since Saturday and Sunday have been marked as non-working days in my calendar, that is the reason I'm not able to log time. So that's how it works on the mobile. Let me switch back onto the web application. So we looked at how time entry has become easier for your to-dos because you can not only log the actual hours, but as well as the remaining hours against your to-dos from the homepage inline time entry action as well as via the mobile app. So looking at the other enhancements that we have done as part of this release. So this release onwards, we have started supporting the ADFS way of authentication for our mobile app. So in case your organization is using the ADFS way to authenticate, you would be able to do that via the mobile app now. Of course, you would require some way to configure it, and we will be there to assist you through that process. Along with that, in this release, what we have done is if you're transferring new fields or new fields are getting added via transfer of configuration from one environment to another, what we are ensuring is the field slot get preserved so that they get there's no mismatch happening there. In case there is one, we are ensuring we are also updating it as a warning in your import log. Along with that, we have also made some improvements in the timesheet. So if you have been referring to the WBS parent name column in the timesheet to know the parent details for a particular task, that will be now available on click of the ID instead of entire name being shown. Along with that, we have also introduced a way to view the version difference between current one and the previous one quickly from the activity log itself. So let me just quickly show that works. Okay, so I've opened up a new defect here, which I've been updating. And what I can quickly do now is instead of going to the previous version and selected the versions to view the version difference, what I can do on the activity log tab itself is every time a version is getting created due to a work item being updated by a person, what you can do is you can simply click on the version number here, and what it will do is open up the version difference between the current one and the newest version that has been created. So in this case, I know the impact has been changed from critical to high against the activity log itself, and without it being a separate activity inside the previous versions. So we have made such small but other enhancements across the application to make life easier while you are working inside the application. Along with these application updates, we have also made a couple of updates on the integration adapter front. So there are a couple of new adapters that are going to help you unassign a resource from the project, as well as build the master list relationship between master list values, essentially be it at the organization level, process template, or project level. So these are the two new adapter related capabilities that have also been shipped as part of this release. So that's all we had for this webinar. If you have any questions, please type in on in the Q&A box. We'll also start looking at them right away. So one question I see is, does the filter work in checked out mode of the task plan? Yes. So filter does work whether whether the task plan is in the checked out mode or in the checked in mode. As we saw that I've had filtered upon a few tasks there and made an update on the filter task itself. So definitely it is going to help you make edits as well on your task plan. So I see one question with reference to the daily remaining effort being updated against the agile to do. So yes, what we have given here is the ability to update the remaining hours as of today. So what you are able to do is you are able to set the remaining effort as you would do in your timesheet module as well against the agile to do. If you're wanting to update the daily remaining effort, you may still want to go to the timesheet module because you may have missed out on a previous day or previous days. But considering it's an agile to do, you would be updating your remaining effort typically on a daily basis. So you can update your remaining effort directly from the cell as we shown, or if in case you have missed out on updating the daily remaining effort for one of the previous days, you can always do that from the web app. So I see one question with respect to how we have also made the classification more apparent between the team members and the virtual users in the resource group view. At the moment, I don't have the data, but yes, you can try it on your application, and basically it does show up with a header for the team members and the virtual users in the resource group view selection. Okay, so I think that's all we had for the session today. If in case you have further queries, please free to contact us via the support team, and we'll surely be there to assist you. So thank you all for joining the session. Have a great day.